In the last few days, 11 kids in Madhya Pradesh suddenly passed away in varying intervals of time. One common history connects all of them, that is, they just drank a cough syrup. Yes, I repeat again, they had drunk a cough syrup for regular cold, and all these kids expired. Now the question is, what happened and why it happened? This is what we are going to be seeing in today's video. I'm not here to sensationalize a news or spread panic among people, but just to spread awareness of what happened with this cough syrup and why we need to be more careful while taking cough syrups. Chindwara district in Madhya Pradesh. This is that time of the year where the air is very cool there, and kids developing cough and cold is a common occurrence at this time of the year, and cough syrups are handed out. They go to a doctor, the doctor prescribes this cough syrup and they give it to the children. Many cough syrups are famous there, most importantly the Coldrif. This cough syrup is produced in Tamil Nadu and it is being sold there in Madhya Pradesh and even in Rajasthan. Now suddenly, when they were giving these cough syrups, in the past few weeks, we were seeing children developing cough and cold, having this cough syrup, and they are going and getting admitted in hospital with worsening of symptoms. And the symptoms were also the same. First, they were vomiting, followed by the kidneys not producing urine, that is, the kidneys stopped to fail, and eventually many kids passed away sadly. This pattern repeated in Rajasthan also, and one common enemy was found. Patients had cough and cold and they were given the same drug Coldrif, and the health inspector took notice of it and they started seizing all the samples of this Coldrif drug which was available there in Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan, and the search for what went wrong began. The news of death of this many children because of cough syrup spread like wildfire. Immediately the medical community got the attention of this matter and everybody started pointing towards one thing only, which is the diethylene glycol. This is usually used as an adulterant to be used as a solvent in cough syrups, and everybody were saying that this diethylene glycol was responsible for this death of children because this diethylene glycol only produces symptoms of vomiting, kidney failing, acute kidney injury, eventually leading to the death of these children. So everybody were thinking that diethylene glycol could have been used as a solvent in this cough syrup as an adulterant, and because of which the kids were dead. But when they sent it to the labs, the best labs in the country, the reports came back. These cough syrup samples did not have any trace of diethylene glycol, because of which everybody felt betrayed, thinking that we all thought it was because of this diethylene glycol, but the lab samples have come back as negative for diethylene glycol, and everybody were confused. What happened to these kids? These kids just had common cold and like regularly they were taking this cough syrup only. But this cough syrup has eventually led to the death of the kids, and the search for the cause of the death was still on and they continued further. While the lab reports for this diethylene glycol in this cough syrup was not there, the symptoms, that is vomiting, loss of urine production by the kidney, eventually leading to the death of the kid, were consistent with this diethylene glycol poisoning, but the lab results came back negative. That is when everybody were confused, but the autopsy stories was different. The autopsy on these kids performed showed a classic case of diethylene glycol poisoning. That is, this diethylene glycol will go and injure the proximal tubules present in your kidney. Let's not go into the details. Basically, these proximal tubules in the kidney are needed for removing the waste from the blood, but this diethylene glycol goes and destroys it such that the waste cannot be excreted by the body. This is the mechanism by which this diethylene glycol acts, and it is commonly used as an adulterant in cough syrups, and most probably this is the reason why this led to so many complications in the kids. And this diethylene glycol, as I repeatedly say, can be used as an adulterant in these cough syrups. It is present in the body of the kids also who have taken this cough syrup, but it is not present in the lab samples which was present. This is where everybody's suspicions arose. Now the investigation shifted to Tamil Nadu. The investigators checked if the manufacturing plant has diethylene glycol, but they did not find any. See, on one hand, you have overwhelming evidence. The symptoms, the autopsy finding are all pointing towards that there was diethylene glycol poisoning, but we are not able to find that. Then alternative theories began to emerge. People started telling that this cough syrup contained dextromorphan hydrobromide. This dextromorphan hydrobromide is clearly told by WHO, saying that it should be not used in kids below 6 years. This is because this dextromorphan hydrobromide, which is a common component in cough syrups, is metabolized by the liver. In adults, it is not a problem because the liver is well developed. But in kids, the liver is not well developed. If this dextromorphin is not properly metabolized by the liver, it can lead to its accumulation in toxic doses. Then what will happen? Something called as a serotonin syndrome can happen. Let's not go into the details. If this happens, there will be breathing problems for the kids, and ultimately it can lead to some life-threatening problem for the kid. And people started saying that this dextromorphin hydrobromide could also be the reason why these deaths occurred. But finally, a lab in Tamil Nadu broke all this. They came with the conclusion that this Coldrif cough syrup had 48.6 diethylene glycol. That is, the permissible limit is 0.1%, but this cough syrup had 48.6%. Now the cat is out of the box. This was a clear case of diethylene glycol poisoning, because this diethylene glycol has been used as an adulterant in this cough syrup. Now an FIR has been registered. Also, many states, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu, have banned this Coldrif drug, but the damage is done, and we need to make sure that this doesn't happen again. So the next time we go to a doctor for our kids, if they are having cold, the first thing is, when a cough syrup is being prescribed, you need to see what are the components in that. Most importantly, if dextromorphin is there, make sure you don't give it to your kids. Also, make sure you see what the expiry date of the drug is, because sometimes we don't see that also. Another thing which you should do is, before giving this cough syrup to your kid, what you must do is, you must check it in light to check if there are two layers or something in the cough syrup. That is, if there is some adulterant, sometimes you will see two layers in the cough syrup when you see before opening the bottle. So you can check that also. But the thing is, these things are out of our hands. We trust these pharmacy companies to give proper medicines to us, and we give it to our kids. And when something untoward happens like this, we should make sure that it doesn't happen again, and appropriate action has to be taken such that this never happens again. The whole purpose of this video is not to spread panic or anything, but just to spread awareness that we need to be very careful when we give these cough syrups, and we need to be very vigilant about what are the constituents of these cough syrups. Also, some things are not in our hand. If these cough syrups are adulterated, then it is a duty of the government to make sure that such companies are shut down, because the life of children or anyone in this world is precious, and these things should not be happening anytime in the future. Do like, share and subscribe me for more interesting videos.